you said your piece, I said mine. But, you know, at the end of the day, like, yeah, the I'm sorry is cool, but, like, people don't forget stuff like that. That's why, like, I can remember all the way back to, like, 2nd, 3rd grade. Like, you don't forget stuff like that.
You don't, man. And now you coming up. How old are you now, Chris? Because you're a class of 04. I'm 06. Where you, Deon?
05.
05, 04, 05, 06 in the building, man.
Yeah, we right
here. Yeah, man, 35.
35. Now, I got to keep up, man. You got any children?
Yeah, I got a 14-year-old.
You got a 14-year-old. So do you have to take time to communicate this stuff to her about racism and stuff like that? Or do you feel like she's been self-aware, she's been noticing what's up? Like, or do you, how does that work?
When I first got custody, I got custody of her when she was 9.
Okay.
And, you know, my biggest thing was, like, I remembered what it was like for me going to school. So right off the bat, you know, now where we live now, you know, the schools are a lot more diverse than our school was.
Right.
But, you know, I still explained to her, you know, simple things. You be nice to everybody. Mm-hmm. Don't care who they are. Okay. You be nice to them.
Okay.
You don't make fun of people for whatever like, you don't make fun of people, you don't bully people. Like, you know, if a certain person is, you know, some way, they can't help that. Mm-hmm. It's not like they have, like, a generator and they could be like, oh, well, I want this feature, boom.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, and she, like, and I told her, you know, if I ever hear of her, like, you know, bullying somebody or, you know, want to, like, make fun of somebody because of, like, their race or how they might, like, say something or something like that, like, I'll be hot.
Okay, exactly.
We've never, like, had not one incident, you know?
So what do you say?
Not even something that could have been considered close to an incident.
So you live in a much bigger city than you did back in the day, right? You from Appomattox, you live in Richmond now, right?
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that you're thinking to yourself, like, man, this is a lot better, you know, having my children here because it's a little more diverse than having them in a little small Appomattox, to where you know how I go in Appomattox or the Jefferson Forest or whatever. You kind of, you know how it's going to go down. You know how people are going to be thinking. So did it help out with you living in that type of area compared to an Appomattox or Jefferson Forest, something like that, Lynchburg?
I think living in that area in particular, just with the history that's associated with the area, kind of like helped me to be able to, like, go anywhere else, you know, like, and just realize, like, where I came from, like, and all the history that's tied to, like, our town and everything. Like, it was horrible there. Like,
that's true.
It was a horrible experience.
People think that, you know,
so if I go out in the real world, like, it can't be much better. It can't be much worse than that.
That's a fact. People think
especially
that, you know,
in a more diverse area.
Exactly. You know, us coming from Appomattox or probably the same with Jefferson Forest, people think that it's soft, you know, whatever, white people there, y'all soft. Like, nah, bro, we had to go through it all. Yeah. We had to deal with the rednecks, the hood black folks, anybody got a problem, somebody got a problem. Like, it's so many different layers that you deal with, you know, going to a school like this, you know what I'm saying, that people don't notice or overlook. Like, you dealing with people that are real life, they daddies and mamas real life racist. They really about that. They really want to hurt people behind that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I got experiences to where, you know, my adult life, I've been, you know, dating too many white girls or whatever. But I experienced it back when I was young, you know, dealing with white women and then white girls then coming back to my school or whatever. And it's been a problem. Like, yo, you mess with that white girl? You know, I've had cats that I was cool with. I ain't going to call them out. I ain't going to call y'all out. Y'all know who y'all are. You know what I mean? I want to. I'm going to hold back, Chris. I'm going to hold back, but they know who they are. You know, I had people that like, yo, you done mess with that girl, whatever it may been, and I come back and they mad. I never forget coming back from the beach when I was 20 years old, and I went with people that I went to the beach with people I grew up with. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, I get back, and it's, a rumor that you was dealing with that girl, and it's a crowd. You remember the plaza, Chris Trinidad? It's a plaza out there we all park at. I never forget, we pulled into that plaza where everybody hang at. Yeah. And it was a group of white boys, about 20, 30 of them. We know them like, yo, what up? They drunk, left they mind, F you, N-word, F you, N-word.
Oh, it's
so
like
we
that.
had to put, it became a situation to where we was about to fight. It was just me and my homeboy, shout out to MJ Jackson. Me and my homeboy. He made one phone call, and all, you know, you call 10, 12, 20 black folks, pull up. They come. All of a sudden they want to smoke then.
Yeah, of course
but
not.
But just the fact that you, like Chris noticed, It's people that you grew up with, people that you've been around. You like, oh, I didn't know you really felt that type of way about another race. Like, it's really that deep with you. And this is what I want to tap on right here. How do we fix it with us and the mind? Like, all right, I tried to date an Asian girl one time. It made it to one date, and the second date, she said, I can't. I was 21. She said, I can't, man. My dad, he'd kill me. And I was shocked, Chris. I was shocked. I'm a minority. I did not know it rolled like that, right? She's like, nah, you understand, in my culture, we believe in, just messing with, our people. So I'm like, God damn. So now my feelings hurt. So what the heck do we do to make sure that we don't have racism in between us? Like, racism shouldn't be here, period, point blank, period. But I really be like, maybe it's just me to be.
Teach our kids better, man.
Kids. All right, there we go. Thank you. That's why a real answer. Kids. So we got to start this thing to plant the seeds for the next ones to help the future, man. Because we shouldn't have no racism between, especially, minority. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Because when they do the conspiracy theories or whatever, and it's the man versus everybody. Like, it ain't like, you ain't a part of the team, buddy. You know what I'm saying? Just because you might be Asian or Thailand or whatever, like, they gonna look at you like you a minority.
Yeah.
I think it was the great Cat Williams. Excuse me, Chris, I'm about to get explicit. The great Cat Williams said, if you're not white, you're a nigga. Gunshot.
Facts.
Sorry, Chris, we took it there. But look, I'm just saying, what he meant by that is, yo, we are minorities together.
Yeah.
Like, they're gonna judge. Okay, so you feel me on that. And for the future, man, I think, first of all, yo, for real, dog, thank you for being brave enough to even make that post. You know what I'm saying? A lot of cats wouldn't even make that post, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, it took, man, I wrote that status probably like 10 times over the last like 5 or 6 years.
Wow.
Damn,
and like,
been wanting to post.
and I was worried about like what people are gonna say, and people are gonna be like, oh, these are woe is me posts and all that and this and the third, and I was just like, and then finally, like, it just took like what happened for me to like finally say, like, yeah, you know what, like, what happened there was motivated. This thing exists. Here's my story, and like that was it. Like, and then like the whole day, it messed up my whole day. I did it to myself, but
okay.
Because like as the day went on, like I started remembering like more and more things, not just like happened to me, but like happened to like other people that I knew in class, and I was just sitting there like, oh my god, man, like high school was horrible, bro. Like,
yeah, you think about like
about
that,
it. Like just like, and it's just like the mentality. Like it wasn't on the outside, it wasn't horrible. You know what I mean? But like those little dark things like that, bro, like, and just how, like, people can have a mentality and, like, how they learn this stuff and then how they learn to use it, that's what made it horrible. I'm like, yeah, and we're a small school, too. 160-some-odd people in a graduating class. Like, come on, bro. Everybody knows everybody. Like,
and
we got to see each other. So why create, like, something that we're even taught in school not to do? You know what I mean?
And you know what? Us being in the South, one of the commenters had drawn a light here. Comment section says, "It's a Jersey girl," and she says, growing up in Jersey, we celebrated diversity, and celebrated different people. And she said the further down south she got, the more racist it got. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I think that's something also. You know what I'm saying? The demographic, where we at. Being in the South. Because when I talk to my friends from up top, from New York and New Jersey, it's a little different. You know what I mean? They really be wondering, like, damn, y'all still stuck in 1960 down there?
The facts, bro.
Like, for real?
What?
Like, for real? So also with us being in the South is something also, too, man. And like you said, man, it's the parents, and it's crazy, Chris, and it's crazy, Deon. It's the people that we went to school with that's teaching their kids.
You think too, like the northern
kids
states
right now.
like that. Even like as far back as history goes, they were still even more like diverse then. Because New York had like people from Ireland, Scotland, like everywhere, like coming in. So they had more like diverse people there. Plus,
they've always understood.
Back in the days, as people were fleeing north, to be freed and everything. And in the South, like it was not diverse back then. It was one of two things. And long family lines keep thoughts and beliefs rooted within their families and then taught out. So I can definitely see that, going further down south, like how she might have, experienced it and seen like more division.
And I think the biggest thing, man, pride is a big thing that's going on. You'll have like a Caucasian or a white man who says, my daughter deserves quote unquote better than an Asian man or a black man. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, like you said, if we get to the root of it, the children, and work from there to be better. And, it's 2021. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, y'all. It's 2021. We still talking about racism, bro. Can we not live on this earth and realize that we're all human beings? Like, we got a body, a mind, a brain, and we all got the same type of shit, blood. Can we finally, eventually get past this shit?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? My guest does not think so. Chris, go ahead.
Because, I mean...
It's a nice sentiment to believe in, but it's going to truly begin at home with everyone listening right now that has kids.
So what you?
But see, this the thing though. Like, and you kind of hit on it, Chris. Like, it's so deep rooted that it's an inability to be able to, as we call nowadays, take an L. If you think about it, even when you go all the way back to the Civil War, right? The South apparently can't take the L. If we're still talking about, hey, yo, I ain't even trying to do this right now. Yeah, right. But if we're still talking about racism in 2021, bro, that's like how long after the Civil War, bro? We're still talking about that. The South cannot take the L because we all just understood it's not the North. They never was cool with it, for real. You know what I'm saying? And it shows even more with what they call it. They even gave it a name now. January, what was it? January, when was the day that the white people stormed the Capitol? Because they was mad because they
gave it a name on January 6th? It was the actual name?
Yeah, it's called January 6th now. Okay. Yeah, it's literally like 9/11. It's literally called January 6th.
Gotcha.
All right, but this is the thing. It's those same racist, quote-unquote, people that are mad because they boy lost.
Oh, gotcha.
It's an inability to take the L, bro. That's really what it is.
And that's when we come to the Confederate flags and all that good stuff. And with me and Chris being from Appomattox County, that's where the surrender grounds at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They don't like that shit. They don't like that shit for real, bro.
Chris know all that surrender ground shit we used to learn and hear about when we was young.
Oh, I came up here. I came up here for it.
Yeah.
I came up here for it.
You feel me?
In high school, yeah.
That's the origin of a lot of racism. Like you said, not being able to say, hey, man, y'all lost it. The thing about it, you holding up a Confederate flag, that's the most anti-American shit you can do.
And then we trying to act like they don't really know what it is. Oh, no, it's not.
Look how long they took them to ban it in our school.
Exactly. And they keep saying that celebrating that heritage, and we're supposed to respect it. I'm going to tell y'all right now. My rally I went to in Appomattox County, I went to rallies in Alta Vista, I went to Lynchburg, I went to Rustburg. The worst one, y'all, was Appomattox County, the place that I'm from. You know what I mean? Real racism, the militia showed up. They got their guns, their knives, their flags. They tried to block to where we were supposed to be at. And I'm like, I'm in my hometown. We just won fucking 3-4 state championships with a bunch of black kids running around. They cheering.
Are they good, man?
How the hell are we still this racist? You know what I'm saying? So I shed light on that. And Chris, I'll let you know. I shed light on the racism that day. Do you know, and Deon, do you know, I got real heat from the militia after that. I was getting hate mail from the militia that was really ready to ride. You know what I'm saying?
It.
They was angry that I was a part of their rally. That was one of the main pieces talking. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting back. I'm like, yo, it took me back. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I'm like, yo, shit, I feel like I was in 1965. Like, yo, I saw real racism in real time.
Yeah.
You know, and I saw what they call the olive branch sent to the militia by one of the head people at the black rally, like, yo, we have no problem with y'all. We trying to stop police violence and all this stuff. Like, come march with us. Talk with us. We trying to stop violence out here. And they gave her the most coldest silence. It was death silence. They looked at her like they didn't respect her enough to even speak to her. They just stood there and stared at her, y'all. And I'm telling y'all, that day let me know that shit is still real out here. Shit, there ain't nothing the game out here. They still can't stand my black ass. They still can't stand Chris Asian ass. However you want to categorize it, whatever.